Can you hear me? All right. So from today, we are going to start our class, and today we'll be learning about IPO and which IPO we should actually invest and how does the stock market works and a lot of things. Okay. From Tuesday, regarding the course which I had spoken in the last class, which you'll be getting it from the Tuesday, not from today. Okay. So those who does not know me, and just give you a brief, like something about me and my name and everything, which number you have to contact for everything. First thing is that do not ask me for recordings. ठीक है? Trip कैसी थी? अच्छी थी. Do not ask me for recordings because I'll be. That is the most irritating thing I get every time that I'm not able to attend the class. I'll be giving. Will you be giving the recordings? But I'd already told before joining the class also, or before enrolling the course, you knew that you'll be getting the recordings for like up to 4 to 6 months. You don't need to actually ask me the recordings. Initially, for next week, means till next Friday, you'll be getting the recordings most probably in the group itself. After that, I'll be onboarding you on our app. Means today is 10th, so by 18th and 19th of June, I'll be onboarding you on our app. The details I'll be sharing it to you in the group, so you don't need to ask me when I'll be adding you in the group. Again, regarding the Telegram group, most probably I'll be adding you once by 5th of July. I'll be adding you, so you don't need to ask me for that also, that when I'll be adding you in the Telegram group or any other things. Okay, and 1 minute. Regarding the notes and everything, you have to write down all the notes. I won't be giving you any kind of notes, only few books which I've already shared, and those who are drawing, I might remove you from the SMAT course as well. So few things I'll be very strict on it. Okay, so if I'm saying something not to do it, please do not do it. At least follow that. Okay. Okay. Now, those who does not know me, my name is Roshan Singh. Okay, and it's been now maybe 5 or 6 plus years. It's been in the market. Okay, and I'm a trader, full-time trader, and a trainer as well. I have trained more than, this is going to be if almost, I guess, 9th batch we are going to have. This is the 9th batch of a SMAT. I started teaching in 2020, but then I stopped, and then I started from 2021. It's been like, I guess, almost 1 year of the SMAT. Okay, what you have been learning now. Okay, and yeah, so we run a company which name is Research In and Out, so you can follow that as well. Okay, there might be, you must maybe some of you follow and some of you do not follow also, so I'll be updating in the group also. Regarding other things as well, we run 2 courses. One is the SMAT, another one which will let you know later on, not now. Okay, now talking about the PDF which you'll be getting it from my end, there'll be 2 PDFs which you'll be getting. This candlesticks pattern, most probably in next week you'll be getting. Price action pattern, you'll be getting it mostly by the end of this month, basically when I'm taking up that class. Apart from that, I won't be giving up any notes. I won't be using any PDF or PPT for teaching. I do not believe in having a PPT and giving the definition and all. So we'll go very raw. Okay, so this class is going to be very basics, but useful for those people who does not know about IPO, because IPO is something people are very interested. Many of you, how many of you are here who had invested in LIC and still holding a good amount of loss? So when we were in the previous batch, I'd already told regarding Paytm also, I had told LIC also, I had told that do not invest in these IPO. Okay, so there is simple trick we follow that not to go for some IPO which may not give you the profit. Okay, so we'll understand that part today. I'm unable to hear anything. So as I told that, how many of you are completely beginner? I believe everyone is beginner over here. ठीक है. I should be asking actually who are not beginner. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether you know something or not. Try to attend the classes live. Okay, do not just like rely on the recordings. I know the amount of money it, like overall, if I see for majority of the people, can be small initially, but the amount of knowledge you will be getting, it will be a lot of things you will be learning over here. So yesterday I lost 2K, and some people I made some good amount of money yesterday. So your loss is someone's profit, by the way. Okay, so no worries. If you're a complete beginner, I'll be treating everyone as a beginner. So first week completely we are going to go with the basics. Second week we'll start with the technical analysis. Third week strategy. Fourth week advanced stuff of options or something else. And like in the fifth week we'll be done. Like the classes will be like it will go till 15th of July or maybe 20th of July. It will run till that time. Okay, now let's come back and understand that how does the stock market works. First thing, we are going to talk about the companies. So brief, not just deep into it. What is important for us to know, that I'll talk about it. See, regarding companies, okay, and always remember that you'll be learning a lot of things. So initially, again, those who had got the basics of videos, some 5 to 6 videos, you might know something. So it is going to be useful for you also. Okay, not exactly the same content, same thing I'll be speaking. Maybe the way of speaking, the words will be different, the sentence will be different, but again, the concept is going to be same. Okay, so yeah, so there are two types of companies. Okay, first one is basically private companies. Leave companies. Let's say that you have an idea. How does a company start? If you want to start a company, how do we start that company? Okay, so if we understand that, let's say that I have an idea of let's say anything. Okay, if anyone have any idea of let's say clearing the air pollution in Delhi or any other states, they have some idea. You got the idea. How will you start the company? First step is basically whatever the savings you had, maybe your savings, or you'll ask your friends, parents, these money you will be asking, you'll be having it, you'll invest in that. Now if the company to grow your company, you need investment, you need funds. How many of you have watched this Shark Tank, which I guess it was coming around December, Jan and all right? So majority of the time you might be hearing something like equity, debt, and all these things. Okay, second thing is, once you get the money from your friends, family and everywhere, you start the company. If it goes good, you need more funds. Over here there'll be some big investors coming up, which we often call it as angel investors as well. Okay, there are many angel investors. To name one, Manish Maheshwari, who was recently something related to Twitter. He was at some position. Okay, there are many people like individual investors. Okay, those who invest in company, they do not like something like they don't have a tag or ID card. Okay, I am the angel investor. No, the name is given to those people who invest in the startups. One of like in this had taken our advanced course. He's also an angel investor, by the way. Okay, so that is one. Third one is the venture capital. Now venture capital is the last part of all the investment. Basically a different like group of companies will be. Tiger Group is there. Then we have something starts with name Sequoia something companies. So they invest a lot of money in that company. Okay, so like not just one seed. The angel investor will be investing max to max 1 CR. They do not go. The Sneer Grover, the Shark Tank India, whatever you saw there, they were all angel investors. Venture capital is basically a company. Okay, these are basically a company and they invest into the they look up the idea and basically they invest at once the company has grown up and they see the potential, then only they invest in the company. So that is your venture capital. Okay, so after that, different venture capital. So let's say that I have a company, Research In and Out. Okay, so I have raised till, let's say, and I need more fund. Like let's say I need 10 CR, 20 CR, 100 CR. So I'll go with venture capital A, and let's say that I have raised some money from here. Okay. Again, I need more money, so I'll go with another venture capital as well. Okay. Now, when we go with the venture capital, there is something term used, valuation. Valuation. Valuation is basically the worth of the company. So in Hindi, it is said that you might have heard worth of the company. So you might have heard in some movie, like obviously Hindi movies actually, औकात क्या है तेरी. So that is basically the worth of the company. Okay. So how much, like if I'm selling, worth means, if I have to give in these terms, let's say if you have purchased an iPhone 13 Pro Max, okay, the iPhone worth was around 1.5 lakh when you purchased it, consider it. After a year, the value is, let's say, 75,000. So that is the worth. So company, whenever if I want to sell something, at what price should I sell? There should be some valuation, right? So based on that, we have, let's say if we have a house, and if you want to sell that house, or let's say land, plot, and anything, if you want to sell, you based on the market rate and different factors, the value of the particular land goes up or down. So let's say if you have a house near to the airport, if there is an airport, mall, college, if there is a nearby, the value of that particular land will go up. But the value of land in a village area is very less. So a lot of factors affect the valuation. Same goes with the company. That factors affecting, see, these things will not matter in the stock market. Okay, so but for the common understanding is that we don't have to be in the rat race. Okay, sir, just teach me. How many of you are here just being like that, sir, teach me the strategy and I want to make money from tomorrow itself? Anyone over here? Just teach me the strategy and I just want to make I do not need to know all these things. What is the valuation bullshit and all? I don't want to know. What do I don't know. I have an idea to open the company also. Just teach me. I have money. I'll invest in that and I'll be like, see, someone came up with the teach options. So just one thing is that option is like drugs. Okay, if you ever got addicted or know about the drugs, it's very addictive, right? So options are like that. So if you are here, try to understand that key. See, whenever you go and learn from anywhere, there'll be two ways of learning. One person will be your mentor, will be very professional in a way, the way he'll be teaching. And I do not like to be a professional when I'm teaching, but at times you will see me getting irritated a lot because of some things. But I'll try to connect with as many as we can, try to teach you in a form, because I believe that when your friend is teaching you, you learn it very quickly. Like during the exams, you do not learn for the full 6 months, but you learn in just 6 hours before that exam, right? Or basically just from 9 o'clock, if you have exam, you sit at 6 o'clock, and between 2 hours, you learn a lot of things because your friend is teaching you. So I always teach, I want to teach like that and teach like that. And some people feel good about that. And some people will be like, so you are not behaving professional and all. Okay. So there'll be a different kind of mindset of people because of the different age group. The age group which we are having it from 18 to 25 will like the friendly one. The one who are above 30, 40 and 50 may not like the professional way. Okay, may not like this friendly way. So it's all up to the people perspective. Okay, so it's all like you are here to get the knowledge, and I'll try my best to deliver it to you in the most simplest way. Okay, now factor affecting the valuation. See, there are a lot of things which will affect the valuation. Let's say that if I have to do the valuation of our company, which is research and maybe it is around 10 to 20 cr most probably. Okay, we are like based on whatever the valuation we have taken it out. Okay, but we don't need any kind of investment. Okay, so there are different factors based on the follower base which we have, based on the profits which we make, based on the engagements, a lot of things which we have. Okay, so accordingly we have around 10 to 20 cr valuation. Okay, now generally company valuation is affected by sales. What's the sales they are doing, their revenue, their profit, their coming project. So recently I'm investing in a company which is I'll talk about it. So coming project, their idea, the team, assets, Okay, so a lot of things, these are just few things. Okay, so when I was investing in this company, okay, it is a basically content creation company. Okay, and I was looking at what is the idea, how, why should I, like, I always ask, why should I invest in your company? Okay, how it is different. So a lot of things I'll be asking, that key, why should I invest in your company, first thing, and your competitors, how you are good, like how you're good from your company, like whatever the competitors you have, how are you different from them? Okay, show the best work which you have done it, the client and all, a lot of things. So when it comes to the valuation, we always look upon the sales. The company sales was around 1 lakh rupees every month almost, and they're the very budding stage, I'll say. Okay, now they just, every company needs a, like, if your product is good, okay, if your product is good, and uh, the way you deliver everything is good, so you just need a good marketing skills. Okay, so with a lot of things comes into the valuation, and the majority of the thing is we have to consider is the valuation of the company. To consider the valuation of the company is the sales. So how much sales the company is doing. Okay, so that is also important. And there is also one kind of investment which people like angel investors does, is by looking on the ideas. Okay, by looking at the ideas. So recently one of my students had secured around 30 lakhs investment on an okay, so based on some idea which he had, and that had a capability. Okay, so this is how a company starts. This is how a company starts. Okay, everyone is clear till this point of time? See, do not feel shy to ask questions. I'm not your crush that you'll feel shy to ask any question. Okay, all right, chalo, let's I've turned off the live caption, and let me just check it out. Live disable. Yeah, I've done it. Sorry. Little louder, please. So how many of you are able to listen my voice? Very, like, the pitch is slow. How many of you are figuring out this? That my pitch is low or high? Just reply with the first letter. High or low? Because I feel that when I am speaking, or basically whenever I take class, if someone is staying next to my room, he'll be able to learn all these things for free. Trust me. So my pitch is very high. Okay. But can company be judged by ROI? See, again, there are a lot of things which we have to consider. So I'm talking about this is the IPO stage, means the budding stage of a valuation. When a company comes into the stock market, then there is a different way. Okay, let's move ahead. Now, talking about the different types of companies. See, you might have studied in, I guess, if you are from the commerce background, you might have studied in class 11th or 12th. Okay. See, regarding the questions asking, doubts solving and all, see, there are two things. When I'm taking the class, or basically when I'm teaching you, I won't be enabling the chat box, okay, at all. Because if I'll enable the chat box, you'll be having a lot of doubts and all. Okay. And if I see that whatever I have to teach, I may not be able to focus or concentrate on the same thing. So for that reason, the chat box will be disabled. I'll be enabling it in last 10 minutes, because I'll be teaching you very small topics, so you won't be having much doubt. Okay, and once someone's doubt can be your doubt as well. Okay, just that sentence that and repeat again and again. I'll be repeating. I have already repeated twice, thrice, and all. Okay, so you'll be getting the recordings also, so that you can watch it. Okay, and you can if you have any doubts and all, then everything will be solved. Do not worry. Now, talking about, there are two types of companies. Okay, there are two types of companies. Okay. First type of company, we call it as a private company. See, another. Again, over here, there are different things. There can be a government company as well as a partnership company. But we are just talking normally a private company and a public company. Okay, so do not get into that case, sir, LIC was a private company or not. So no, LIC was a government, LIC is a government venture. Okay. So they are just sold, they are somewhere around 5% stake to the public, nothing else. It is not a private. See, what does it mean, a private company? simple thing is that private company means that it is owned by some people. Okay? Some people, as in some group of people, or some if let's say that Research In-N-Out is a private company. Why? Because it is owned by me. And let's say that Paytm is owned by public, because majority of the shareholders, like public, can invest in that. Okay? So LIC, government hold the LIC, like the full company structure, the government holds. Okay. Partnership, there'll be 2-3 partners or more than that as well. So we are just talking about private company and public company over here. Okay. Now, talking about a private company, let's say for an example, like, see, I do not want to give you any kind of example which is like just for the bookish knowledge, because after this math course, I won't really ask you to give an examination for the same. And I know that you won't be interested to give any kind of examination as well. Okay. So we just need to, I just want you to understand the concept, nothing else, because these things is just for the purpose of understanding. Majority of the things, what we need to understand is not the bookish knowledge or any name or anything. What we need to understand just the concept. So we will try to focus on understanding the concept of everything, whatever I'm teaching you. Okay. Now talking about a private company. Okay. So basically private company are those company whose shares means, when I'm talking about shares, is basically the part of the company. Okay. Share means part of the company. Okay. So this is known as the shares. So whenever there is a private company, we cannot buy the shares of the company. We cannot buy the shares of the company. Let's say that if I want to buy 1 share of this PhonePe, I cannot buy it. Or let's say if I want to buy 1 share of Reliance, I can buy it. So private companies are those companies whose shares are not offered to the public for trading. Where general public, we cannot invest in those companies. These are basically a private companies. Okay, only a few big people, those who are having good amount of money, they invest in that companies to get money. Now public companies are those companies which are basically into the stock market. Public companies are those companies, okay, are those companies whose shares we can easily buy and sell, whose shares we can buy and sell and basically transfer also. So like there are many, like in the stock market, there are around 5,000 plus public companies like Reliance, Tata, Bata. Then we have ACC, Asian Paints, Jubilant Foods. So the Domino's Pizza is owned by Jubilant Food. Then Apollo Hospital, Vedanta. There are many companies which are public limited. Okay. Now, this is a simple definition of the private and public. Simple thing is that in private company, we cannot invest. In public company, we can invest. We can buy 1 shares, we can buy 100, we can buy 10,000, we can buy n number of shares, whatever the money. Now, let's understand that whenever a company wants to go private, from private to public, why company wants to go from private to public? Let's understand that. Now, whenever a private company, okay, like let's talk about PhonePe, or recently coming like Paytm had not, I don't want to give an example of Paytm, but let's understand from the PhonePe. Okay. Okay. PhonePe is right now a private company. Okay. And consider the company valuation is around maybe let's say valuation is, for an example, I'm taking it up 10,000 CR. Okay, 10,000 CR is the company valuation. Now they need to expand the market, they need to do advertisement, they have some debt. Okay, there are a lot of things, they want to clear out the debt and everything. So for this purpose, what they will do, they need around, requirement is 1,000 crores. Requirement is 1,000 crore. Okay. Now, when they need 1,000 crore, if you'll go with any firm, venture capital, they will not invest 1,000 crore. They're like, are you mad? Go, man. Who will invest 1,000 crore in this? Huh? Maybe I won't be getting the return. So they do not invest so much amount of money. Max to max, they'll invest 100 CR max to max. It depends, but 1000 crore, 2000 crores, it's way too much. Okay. Now, how these company will invest? Like these require, who is the biggest funder of any company? What do you think? Who is the biggest investor or funder, funder of the company who invests a lot of money? People. It's all us, man. Do you know what is the valuation of this class? There are around 470 plus people. What is the valuation of this class? Even 470 people are here. Okay. So at least 1 CR plus is the valuation. Let's say on an average, if you have a 10 to 20,000 capital, also it's more than 1 CR. Right? Not I'm talking about the fees and all. I'm talking about the capital and everything. Right? So we are the creator. After once a company becomes a public, it is in our hand to run that company. Okay? To show their actual worth. Okay? We are the public who can show any company the actual worth. What's your actual place? And that's what we have showed it to Paytm, Zomato. Okay, there are a lot of things I'll teach you. Slowly and gradually, you'll be learning these things. Now, let's say that a company requirement is of 1000 crore. Okay. Now, there is only one way through which they can get the money, which is IPO. IPO full form is initial public offering. Initial public offering. So by the name, if you can recognize, is for the first time, whenever a company is asking money from the public, this is known as the IPO. Okay. Now, whenever a company is asking money from a group of people, what does it mean? They are going to become a public company. They are going to become a public company. So basically, the bridge which joins, which is between from private to public, is the IPO. Now let's understand the different things which we need to know about IPO. So IPO is basically the first time, for the first time, whenever a company is inviting public, come bro, take up my shares, buy my shares, I'll at this price and all. Okay, like this. So whenever any private company invites public for the first time to buy their to buy the shares of their company, or basically invest in their company, we call this process as an IPO. Okay. Initial public offering. For the first time, whenever a company is offering some part of the company. So let's say 10,000 is the valuation. Okay, 10,000 is the valuation of the, sorry, consider, like for an example, we are considering, let's say 10 lakh. Okay. Now they requirement is 1 lakh. So they are going for IPO is for 1 lakh. Okay, first thing. Now they're inviting a lot of people, 1,000, 2,000 or 10,000, any amount of people can come up. Now, how will they invest in the company? On what basis they'll invest? So when the valuation is 10 lakh rupees, they need 1 lakh rupees. Can you please do a simple math for me and tell me that what is the percentage of the company this particular is giving to the public? How much is the percentage? 10%, right? Great. Noise from behind. Is anyone having any kind of background noises coming up? Okay, okay. Give me a minute. Is it fine now? Is it fine? 1 minute. Yeah, you can reply me if it is fine. No. एक second. Is it fine now? Is it fine now? Okay. One video is actually on, because of that you might be hearing it. Chalo, ठीक है. Everyone is on mute only. Okay, cool. Chalo. Now the requirement is basically 1 lakh. So now it's up to the company. See over here, up to the company that this 1 lakh, okay, will be divided like into how many shares. They can divide into 10,000 shares, and the value of each share they can keep it up around 10 rupees, or 1,000 into 100, or maybe 100 into 10,000 or 1,000, 100 shares. It's up to the company what they want to decide, or maybe 1 lakh shares into 1. The number of shares, it's up to the company. It's all completely up to the company at what price they want to offer it to the public and how many shares they want to give it to the public. Okay, it's up to the completely up to the company itself. Now, when they invite to the company, okay, there is one bank which we call it as a merchant bank, or I guess investment bank, both. Merchant they will be the one who will be helping any company. Okay, they are like Goldman Sachs, then JP Morgan, all these companies particularly help these private companies throughout their IPO. See, IPO is a lengthy process. We have to do a lot of things. So we have to prepare a memorandum and all these things and all. So we won't be going in that detail, which we do not require to know, because that is only for the bookish purpose, nothing else. So merchant, these banks will be helping. Now, let's say that you have fixed up 10,000 shares, okay, whose value will be 10 rupees. Okay, let's for an example. Now, this is the value. Okay, this is the amount of money you require from the public. Okay, total 1 lakh shares. So you have decided. You invite, let's say that you decide like at this point of time, everything is done. Okay, you invite the public to buy the shares. Now, company, on what basis the company will invest? So you will be giving all the details of the company, how your company have been performing over the years, how have been like they have made the profit, sales, everything. Okay, they'll be doing it. Now, after like once the IPO comes, people invest money in your firm, you will become a public company. You will become a public company. Okay, now you'll become a public company. And after that, once it comes to the public company, okay, over here, your shares will be easily like people can buy your shares, sell your shares at any price, whatever they want to. Now, this is not just that. Over here, whenever a company is a private company, I told you that the company will be fixing the number of shares, the price of the shares based on their own calculation, which we do not actually know. Okay, they'll be fixing it up. But when it comes to public company, basically when it comes to stock market, I want to know that from you guys, who will be fixing the share price in the stock market, company or public? Once a company comes to the stock market, any company cannot do anything. We are the one who will fix up key what is the actual value of the company. So the public will be trading. So Reliance came at 900, now it is trading around 700. Okay. Now, on what basis you should be actually investing in IPO? See, there is no like rocket science in understanding that on what basis we should be actually investing in IPO. See, before moving ahead, I want to introduce you to one term, which is or two terms. First one is oversubscribed. You might have heard also. Oversubscribed and undersubscribed. So basically you required 1 lakh, and if you got more than 1 lakh, okay, if you got more than 1 lakh, it is oversubscribed. Okay. So let's say you asked money from your parents, okay, and undersubscribed is you wanted 1 lakh, but you got lesser than 1 lakh. Right. So whenever you ask money from your parents, were you undersubscribed or oversubscribed? Which category you come? If you ask 1,000 rupees, undersubscribed, majority of the time there will be bargaining which will be happening. So that means you will be getting 500 rupees. Okay. No subscription, exact subscribed. What if the share value is overvalued during the IPO? Yeah, I'll talk about it. Okay. Now this is oversubscribed. A company required more than 1 lakh and undersubscribed basically lesser than that. Now you had a date with your girlfriend or boyfriend, and you are the one who is taking care of who is going to take care of all the expenses, or let's say girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, anything. Okay. You ask your mom that you need 1,000 rupees. Your mom is like, beta, I'll be giving you only 500 rupees because this book comes only for 500. Okay. Now, will you be able to go for that date? Chances? Less? Because over that, let's say that club ticket is only for 1,000 rupees. Okay. Now, what is the other way? You got 500 rupees from mom. What will you do? Take date. Someone is experienced over here in getting the debt. Change of plans. I'll ask for my GF. Okay, I'll eat my pani puri. And again, a lot of I'm getting the information, but the fact is that those who are giving me the information might not be having a girlfriend or boyfriend also. So sad reacts for you. Okay, anyway. So now the thing over here. Okay, come back. Now the thing over here is that when you need 1 lakh rupees, and if you do not get 1 lakh rupees from the public, the company may not go to the, like, they will not be going to the stock market. They will not become public. So to become public, an IPO should be subscribing minimum is 90%, means they should be getting at least 90,000 rupees. Then only it will become a public company. To give you an example, what had happened when the Infosys company was going public, like they had launched their IPO and they wanted to go for public, but their IPO was not subscribed. So in that situation, their bankers, which were helping them, they had purchased some share. So over here, Merchant Bank and Investment Bank promised that if the public is not buying your shares, I will be buying it. Okay, like that. If your mom is not giving you money for your debt, your brother will give you that. I'm there for, I'll give it to you, not me, your friend. Okay. So you ask help from your friends, right? In the similar way, the merchant banker will be like, tension not, I'll be there and I'll help you. So in that way, company goes like at any, like they maximum time they'll be going to the public. Okay. Like they'll become public company. Now, on what basis, the most important question and the last part of the class is, on what basis we should be actually investing in the company? How we should analyze the IPO? See, I do not have any kind of tricky method or anything like that for understanding or basically investing. I have a very simple way. Okay. First thing is that company profitable? First, is that company profitable? Yes or no? First thing. Second thing is that price of the IPO. If the price of the IPO is below 500, it can be considered as a good investment. So the share price, basically, see, the share price should be at least some legitimate price so that we can get good premium. Premium basically, like, what does it mean? Let's say you're buying an IPO at a cost of 500 rupees per share. If it is going above 500, you get the IPO at premium. If you get it below 500, you get it at discount. The price of IPO, if it is below 500, it's a good, like, safe investment. Third, and the most important, which I talk, demand of the IPO. Now, demand is the most important thing, demand and supply, which you'll be learning later on. But how do we understand like demand? Let's say that everyone have been through some college, like, or a school. There'll be some kind of person, girl or boy, that who will be very, like, in demand. We say that everyone knows that person. Okay, like everyone is maybe to your crush, like you want to talk, even your friend also want to talk. You keep on saying ki ye teri bhabhi hai, wo teri bhabhi, ye teri bhabhi. But at the end, basically the demand is more people want to talk, and same goes for the girls also, maybe in that way. So how do we analyze? So how many people want to invest in that company? Okay. How many people want to invest in that company? With the help of that, we have to invest. So we don't have to invest on first day. We do not have to invest on first day. Okay. This is the very simple trick. Do not invest on first day, first thing. Second day, check. Second day, check if the company, let's say if the company required 1 lakh rupees, and if they have got more than 1 lakh, let's say around 2 lakh on first day itself, or more than that, 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 10 lakhs also. More than that on the first day, means they required 1 lakh on the first day, people only invested around 2 lakhs in that. Okay, they invested. It is good to go. It is good to go for IPO. Okay. So if a company who requires 1 lakh, and if on the first day itself people have invested a good amount of money, that means that IPO is in demand and it is going to give you in the profit. For your confirmation, go and check LIC IPO. How, like, just search how many times LIC was subscribed on first day. This is your homework. You'll go and find it and find the answer, and you'll get the answer as well. First day on Google, you just go and do it. Okay. Or even for Paytm also, the failed IPO. Okay. How many times LIC was subscribed on first day? So if it is below one times, do not invest in that company. Very simple. Even though if it is a profitable company, do not invest. Second thing is that if it is a loss-making company, I'll give you an example, like Zomato. Now, there are two ways of investing in loss-making companies. If it is a profit-making company, always invest. Okay. If it is a, like, let's say that there will be two types of companies, right? Majority of the time there will be not any company which will be at break even, but there will be two type of companies. First company check is whether it is a profit-making company. If it is a profit-making company, first check, we can invest. Second check is that on the first day, how many times it has subscribed. It has been subscribed more than 1 times, investment. Price of the IPO, if it is below 500, invest. If any of these is no, do not invest. If it is like for the like, let's say the price is around 800, 900, do not invest. If the demand of on the first day they required 1 lakh, they got only 10,000 rupees, do not invest. Okay. Now, if it is a loss-making company, Zomato, we just have only one thing to check. Okay. On first day, how many times IPO was subscribed? How many times IPO was subscribed? So they required, let's say 1 lakh. Zomato required 1 lakh and they got around 4 lakh, 5 lakh rupees. First. So means the demand for the Zomato was way too much. Even though it was a loss-making company. Even though it was a loss-making company, the demand was way too much. Okay. So the first day, how many times the IPO is subscribed? We have to check. Second thing is that if it is subscribed more than 1 times, you can go for the investment. Okay, like basically for a loss making company, it should be around 3 to 4 times, then you can go for it. Because we get to know that how many people are interested in that particular company. Are they even interested or not? Okay. So these are the things which we have to look. And again, the most important thing, if the IPO is a loss making company, like Paytm, loss making company, on the first day, it was subscribed, let's say they required around 7,000 crores, they got only 1,000 crore. Consider like 1 lakh they required, they got only 20,000 to 30,000 rupees. So on first day, IPO is not even like have crossed the amount they needed, we don't have to invest in that company. So for simple thing, which IPO we have to invest? First, a profitable company. Okay. Second, IPO price should be below 500, 600 around. The most important, demand of IPO on first day. IPO on first day. If IPO is subscribed more than 1 time, basically, we can invest on second day. We can invest on second day. Like go for the IPO which has been subscribed more than 2 times, 3 times. Okay. So this is the way you have to invest. To give you again, how many times LIC I'll show you. So over here, let's say that if you have already searched, then that's good. How many times LIC IPO subscribed? Okay. So if we go and read, it was on the final day, it was around 2.95 times on the final day. But we needed on the first day how many times it was subscribed. So this one is not giving me. Maybe that data only comes for a day 1 and it will be going downside. Okay. On first day. LIC subscribed or what? See over here, if you can understand also, LIC IPO subscribed 1.5 times on day 4. Day 4 means they required 1 lakh, they got 1 lakh 50,000 rupees on day 4 they have got. Okay, so it's already very late they had got it. Okay, so it was not even subscribed around 0.5 times on day 1. Okay, so if you see day 1 total subscription, it was only 0.67. If you can see over here, I hope you got the point that the subscription, basically the demand of the LIC is like IPO is very important. If it has been subscribed more than 1 times, we can consider it. If it is a profitable making company, IPO band is below 500. If it is around, if it has been subscribed more than 1 times, 2 times, we can go for it. Okay, so that's all from today's class. We'll meet on we won't be having classes on Saturday and Sunday, as already informed in the group as well. We'll be having class on Monday where we'll learn about how do we like stock market, how does the stock market works, on what basis the movement comes, which are the things we have to consider, and a bit of different types of segments in which segment we should trade, and how do we have to take up the trade and everything. Okay, and on second, like on Tuesday, we'll be learning about, I'll send you the schedule, do not worry. Okay, now let me know the doubts and everything. The doubts and everything, please do let me know. Can you explain the relationship between market capital and market capital is basically the total valuation of the company. Okay. And public money is that out of that total money, or what's the, like, let's say that the valuation is around 1000, and what is the, out of this 1000, what is the public money, means public shares. They will be giving you information in the prospectus how to buy IPO. So how to buy IPO, once any IPO comes, I'll show it to you, or maybe I'll share you one video where I've shown particularly how to buy. I do not remember that whether the video is in Hindi or English, but I'll do share it. Again, regarding the recordings, if anyone asks me regarding the recordings, where will you get and all, I'll seriously remove you from the SMAT. You will be receiving it in the group itself, man. No codes for the day. You'll be receiving code from Tuesday. What if majority do not invest in day one? Okay, to answer this, if majority do not invest on day one, what do you have to do? Do you have to buy that IPO? Yes or no? Got your answer? ETF we are not covering. Minimum is basically you required 1 lakh. You should be at least getting 90,000 rupees to get into the stock market. If demand value is high, but 1 day subscription is less, that if the demand value is high, that means the 1 day subscription will be more, my friend. More questions. What if company goes from private company? What if companies go from private to public? As in, so they go through actually IPO. Okay. What if company is oversubscribed? Good for investment. So IPO happens only once, like when they want to enter the stock market. Yeah. So basically IPO basically means that only that for the first time they're entering, they're offering the public. After that, there are different ways they can raise money from the market. Okay, there are debt method also, by giving, which we call it as a debentures, and there are fresh public issue also. Okay, so but IPO is the first way where you can invest. Which website is used, as in for what? To demand well, so how GMP is decided in secondary market. See, GMP is, nobody knows that how GMP is actually decided. Okay, nobody, it is something like that. Some people are sitting and they are doing some like not illegal but irregularized market is that. Chambal fertilizer you should hold or not? See, right now, to give you your portfolio is going to go in red. Okay, why? See, there are a lot of things which you will be learning about the stock market. First thing is that inflation data. US inflation rate is around 8.6%, which means that the value of dollar, what it had like $100 is equal to now $94 in this year. Majority of the time I kept on speaking about this. If the inflation rate is high, the stock market will be going down for some time. And right now, US market is down by almost 2 to 2.5%. Means on Monday, Indian market will be also going down. Your portfolio will be going in red. But that doesn't mean that you will stop investing. There is always market as a nature that it will go down, then only it will go up. Okay. Does a company have a fixed number of shares? Yes. Can you please explain the other terms in the subscription page you open in the browser? That is not required. You can leave that as of now. How could we know the company will be profitable or not in future? See, we cannot predict. We can only analyze on what basis the company projects are coming, what the company has been doing. Okay, what's the company chances of doing well in the market, their competitors and everything. Venture capital, basically they are the one who invest crores of rupees. Should I hold the LIC IPO? My suggestion is not to hold only from the beginning, but if you're ready to take up the loss, you can like exit. The rest is all your choice. It's no, I do not understand. One thing is that very simple. Okay, that people always ask me this thing that should I hold this? I get your point that you want to ask, but you'll abuse me. That if I'll tell you to exit the, let's say LIC thing only, I'll tell you to exit the LIC IPO, and after that, if it goes in profit, what will you do? You'll abuse me, sir, because of you told me and I had exited. Now, if I'll tell you, like exit and you have exited, and if the LIC IPO from 700 it has come down to 500, you'll be like, yes, sir, you told me to exit. I saved, or at least a lot of money I saved. So there are two different perspective of giving you the suggestions. but my view is that you should have exited long back. Now it's all your choice. What do you want to do? Well, this video will be sent in the group because yeah, you'll be receiving it in the group. Then if demand, I guess everything is how calculation of buying IPO is done. For example, IPO is of 15,000 per 15 shares. So basically, calculation is basically like they'll be giving you, this is the price band, basically 9 or 500 to 505 like that. Kannan Industries shares keep or sell. See, I won't be giving you any kind of suggestion that holding it or selling it out. So for that, when is dividend being calculated? Dividend is being calculated after the quarterly statement, means profit, their quarterly profit or yearly profit. Only once, Priyanka. Can you please elaborate on Zomato? See, Zomato is a loss maker. Understand, this is a very simple and understanding thing. Okay. The subscription is available live on the daily basis. Do you teach about option trading? Yes, I guess there is not much doubt. I can consider it. How to know if it is a profitable company? Method density subscribed also is the same thing. IPO full form. Okay, I guess everything has been done. Now, regarding the Zomato, it was a loss-making company. Yeah, sorry, just Wi-Fi got cut out. All right. So I was saying that public are those people that Infosys company, which has been from very long period of time. That company this time they didn't make any good profit. Okay, and once the result came, like they had to make some like they estimated some good profit, but they didn't made that up to the mark. Okay, the Infosys shares fell by around 7% on the same day. The public will be showing you the company's real worth. If you are a profit, if you are a loss making company, public will be like, you do not deserve here, go down, your value doesn't deserve over there, you have to come down. So like that. And if you're a profit making, it's like a media, like public are basically media. Okay, it will show you, it will take you to the moon when you're doing really well and all, and it will throw you to the ground if you are not making profit. Okay, so that's all from my end, guys. Signing off, Roshan Singh, and I'll meet you on Monday, and I'll be sharing you the recordings by 11:30 most probably. And if any doubt is left, please do text me on 63633 number from the number which you have received the Zoom link. Okay, so on this number, whatever the doubts, you don't need to ask me the doubts anything. Okay, over here I'll be replying only on WhatsApp now. Okay, you'll be getting a notification in the Demat account itself. Not much. Just tell Sanjeev is that what is going to be the price of the IPO in like prediction. Okay, chalo, that's all from my end, guys. Bye, good night, take care, and I'll see you on Monday. Chalo.